This video may be a little bit spicy depending on how you look at it, but I just want to sit down and tell the truth. I want to get out there. I want to speak my mind. I want to try and connect to that hobbyist that used to love to go to preview shows, to Warhammer events, and speak to people like the developers, the artists, the writers. Remember it back in the day, you used to go to the Horrors Heresy Weekender, sit there in like seminars, speak to the writers, speak to the artists, speak to the designers, get their vibe on the whole situation, get their ideas on how they've done stuff, and you don't really get that anymore. Games Workshop has fallen into that corporate way now where it's just their way or the highway. The shows that they do are all digital shows, it's all preview shows online with Twitch. Most of them are recorded, and the soul, the essence of what we used to love about Games Workshop back in the day is gone. Well, not really if you look outside of Games Workshop, because this video is all about my experience at the Warlord Open Day. Because if you love that old school Games Workshop feel of sitting down, talking to designers, talking to writers, talking to artists, just talking to people and getting a open book into what they want to do with their product, what's coming with their product, actually showing unreleased stuff via renders on computers and stuff like that, then this video is for you. Sit down, relax, put your feet up, because I'm telling you, the old school feel of Games Workshop still exists. You just have to look for it. So as I'm talking about my experience, I'm going to put some footage in the background and stuff like that of, you know, the actual company itself, what I experienced, what happened there, the people who I met and stuff, etc., etc. So some eye candy for you in the background. I will say this, when I go to Warlord, it is a complete different experience of when I go to Warhammer World. Sometimes when I go to Warhammer World, I feel a little bit nervous, not because I'm scared of being chucked out or anything. I'm scared of going in there and approaching staff. I'm scared of asking questions and saying to people, like, excuse me, have you got this in stock, got that in stock, or anything like that? Because for those people who don't know, I am on Games Workshop's blacklist. I don't want to try and do this is Valrak blacklist video or anything like that. So when I go there, I do like a kind of a sense of unease case. If someone comes over and talks to me, I feel like, am I going to get them in trouble? And some people say, Valrak, that's silly, that is daft. But seriously, if you look at the broader picture, this has happened to influencers before who've actually come and spoke to me who, you know, have been close to Games Workshop. They've actually been put on a blacklist because they've done like a bat rep with me, because they're kind of close to me as a friend and stuff like that. GWC that, I'm going, do you know what? No, we can't trust him now because he knows him, kind of thing. So you can call it hilarious, you can call it stupid all you want, but I've seen the evidence of it. I've seen this actually happen. So when I go to places like Warhammer World, yes, there is a little bit of unease, and Warlord Games is the complete opposite of that. It's probably one of the best experiences I've had going to a tabletop company. Like, the people who used to work at Games Workshop back in the day, as we mentioned, like that old school feel, the high majority of them left Games Workshop and went to Warlord. Most of them actually set up the foundations of what Warlord Games is today. So when you go to Warlord Games, I'm sure people who've been there, you'll understand the vibe that I'm trying to put across, the vibe that they project, not only in their in their shop and stuff like that, but you can literally go inside their warehouse, their factory. They will show you the model process of how they do models, which is absolutely bloody wild. But anyway, this was the open day. There was a bunch of new things there. And first things first, since I was a influencer, I absolutely hate that word. They took myself and a big group of other influencers upstairs, which again was an absolute wild thing in itself, because my content and stuff, you know, I talk about rumors and stuff like that, and they know that, but they absolutely love that. They're like, yes, we love rumor content. We love that hype around products and stuff that, you know, you potentially bring to a lot of customers and stuff. So I'm sat there in this room thinking, should I really be here and stuff like that? But then they took us into like the big design office, and it was just a wild experience, because you've got all these brand new models here. You've got like an absolute huge cabinet of new releases. So I'm filming stuff of like new releases and everything like that, like which is going to be coming out for Conflict 47, like the brand new mechs and stuff, plastic mechs. There's like French Foreign Legion in there for bolt action if you're a big bolt action player. A bunch of stuff, Boer War miniatures, new France and Napoleonic miniatures. And not only that, because yeah, of course that's expected. Sometimes, you know, on these open days, of course they're going to have brand new models in there. But then I turned around and I'm just looking at these designers, at these computers, and they're literally designing new models. They're putting new models up on the screen. They're actually like how you do the models. And it's not like you can't go over to engage these people. They're like, yeah, come over, speak to me. Come and sit down next to me. Yeah, this is how I do this, is how I do that. You know, what do you think about this? How do you feel about that kind of thing? They're actually back and forth engagement with you. And I'm like, this is absolutely insane. I actually turned around to a chap who I know and said, imagine going into Games Workshop and then bringing you into the like design office and like they're opening up like all these models that have not been released yet, like on computers, and they're working on them and like they're sitting there saying, what do you think of this model? Do you like this model and stuff like that? Like, you know, it's such an absolute wild thing. Like there was another chap called Alessio, one of the big rule guys there, who was literally getting up like the brand new well, I call it Codex for the 40k people who are watching this, like the brand new army books and stuff like that. And he was just showing them off. Yeah, look, this is all new artwork for it. This is, you know, some of the rules and stuff and everything like that. And I'm just stood there in like bewilderment. Like, this is a complete different experience. The engagement, and you get some type of, like, for me, hype from that. Like, it makes you want to get involved into this project because how open they are and how much they're showing off. You're like, you know, these guys are kind of trusting you. Like, they want your feedback. They want you to get engaged. They want your comments on, you know, these models and stuff like that. And they cared about what you're saying because they believe that if you have that engagement with the community, then that makes a bigger, a better, a stronger game for everyone that's involved. And personally, I absolutely, totally agree. Now, as I mentioned in the video, another big thing they do is allow you to go inside their production. And this was a really big eye-opener for me because, of course, they're making, like, resin models, they're making scale cast models, they're even making metal models, the old-school metal models back in the day, and they're showing the process. And again, one of the things that one of the chaps said on the tour is that the reason we do this, because we want to show you how much effort, how much love goes into making these models. It's not just, you know, a guy there just doing something, sat in a corner and you never see him. You know, they're actually making these molds. They're making it with so much effort. They're working their asses off to try and bring you the best type of stuff. And again, it gives you a look behind the curtain how all this is made. Maybe it inspires someone to say, do you know what? I would love to get into model making like this does. And rightly so, because it is such a fantastic thing. The warehouse as well. Like, I've got some footage where I'm just literally looking over the warehouse and I'm thinking, again, imagine this inside the GW warehouse. I'm probably like hiding on some of the top shelves, just looking at all the boxes. Oh, Legion of the Damned, that kind of stuff. But it's such a different experience. Like, I've just never seen or done anything like this in my life, and it just brought me so much hype. I just left feeling so happy. Then after we did all that, I went outside and I spoke to a great chap called Jim, who is literally the head of marketing for Warlord Games. Now, Jim actually used to work for Games Workshop for, I think, 20 plus years, and I've got to say, there's no finer gentleman I've ever met. Plus, he's a Man City fan, so that makes him 10 out of 10 as well. So, you know, I'm just having a back and forth with Jim, and Jim's, you know, just telling you everything. Like, you know, this is what we want to do. We want to do this model, that model, this model, this stuff like that. And again, I'm just sat there thinking to myself, this is what I've been missing from this whole hobby experience. And we used to get that. Don't get me wrong. We used to get that at Games Workshop. This is what I'm trying to say. I remember back in the day, and it's not that long ago. I'm talking about 8th edition when that came out, which is what, 8, 9 years ago now, potentially. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It actually may be over 10 years. That's how old I am at this moment in time. And I remember the open days at Games Workshop. I remember going there for like Kill Team open days. Like I mentioned, the Horus Heresy seminars at hotels and stuff, where they used to have like a ring of tables around the room. They used to have like all the models in that display cabinet. Then you used to have like the designers next to it. And you used to sit down with the designers, ask them questions. Oh, why have you done this? Why have you done that? You know, I did this because of this. You know, took the influence of that and stuff like that. And it was so amazing. it was absolutely fantastic. And what we've had now is a decline of that interaction, the decline of socially engaging into a hobby that we all love. And I've been saying this on the channel for a long, long time, is that I personally think the personality that got me involved into Games Workshop has gone away. Like, those people are still there, and I'm sure those people are dying to engage with people, but the stance of the people in the suits high up are like, they don't want to do that anymore. I think they feel like they're too big to engage with people. Maybe they just don't want to engage with people anymore. Maybe they think it's a waste of time, and hopefully maybe this video may change their mind to see how important it is to engage with the hobbyist that's buying your product, to get them hyped, to get them excited, to get them engaged with your stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to sit down and do this video today to tell people that if you're feeling like you want to have that engagement, you want to experience a business, I say a business, a gaming studio that has that sense of openness, engagement and stuff, go check Warlord Games. If you're in Nottingham, it's literally a stone's throw around the corner. You can literally walk from Warhammer World to Warlord Games in about five bloody minutes. It was a fantastic day. I take my hat off to all the staff who were involved, who were engaging, getting people involved in the games and stuff like that, showing all the stuff off, all the designers speaking to us, taking their time out of their day to answer probably questions again and again and again, the same questions again and again and again, which of course gets very, very boring for them, but I appreciate you. It was a fantastic day. I left that day feeling like this is like the good old days. This is what it was back in the day, and I absolutely bloody enjoyed it. And this is not kind of like an anti-GW rant for people. Oh, Valrak, do you just hate GW? I love Warhammer 40,000, right? There's certain aspects of Games Workshop which I massively do dislike. Let's not get that out. Well, let's get that out of the way. But Games Workshop as a whole, they've done some fantastic things. But, you know, I just feel like they've lost what they were back in the day. And a company like Warlord is thankfully there to take that mantle and engage in the community. I had a great day. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. I know this is a bit of a different waffle that I normally do on this channel. I will say this, if you're into historical games, which of course I'm massively into at this moment in time, I do have another channel called Warlord Gaming, where I'm going to be doing some unboxing of some of the stuff that I got from that day. I got into Black Powder. I'm doing Prussians. Bluchers in the woods, right? I've got a massive army to do. Plus, on top of that, I'm going to be doing some like Ball Action and Conflict 47 breakdowns of some more of the footage and everything like that I received from that day. So if you're interested in that, Warlord Gaming, I'll include the link in the top comment in the description of this video. Come and subscribe over there, and we'll get some more footage and stuff on that channel. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is GW still that same old company back in the day? Listen, if you feel like I'm wrong, put it down. No, you're wrong, Valrak. You are wrong. But then again, these are the guys that think Rogal Dawn is dead. So, you know, I can't force people to be right. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you in a bit. Have a great day, and bye-bye.